They tried to steal my $10 million property because I bought it for 25 cents and thought I'd be too stupid to fight back. Listen to this absolute garbage. I'm a divorced plumber who legally bought abandoned lakefront property at a tax auction. 25 cents. That's it. Fast forward 1 year. After busting my ass restoring this Colorado mountain cabin with my own hands, some HOA, which named Delilah Thornfield, rolls up in her luxury SUV, claiming I don't own jack squat. The smell of fresh pine still lingered in the air from my morning sawing when she stepped out. Designer boots crunching on my gravel driveway, waving legal papers like some kind of conquest flag. This property belongs to the HOA now, she declared, that practiced smile dripping with condescension. $10 million. That's what my quarter investment became worth. And this woman actually thought she could just take it. What would you do if someone tried to steal your legal property using fine print and intimidation? I want to know. Drop a comment and let me know where you're watching from. I want to see how far this story travels. Let me back up and tell you how a broke-ass plumber ended up owning paradise and why one vindictive HOA queen nearly destroyed everything. 6 months earlier, I was Marcus Kane, 52, living in a Denver apartment that reeked of microwave dinners and broken dreams. Fresh divorce. Ex-wife Jennifer took half my tools, half my savings, and apparently half my will to live. But hey, at least she left me the pickup truck, probably because it smelled like pipe joint compound and had more rust than paint. I've been hitting weekend tax auctions, hunting flip properties. Most people think these events are boring. They're wrong. There's this electric desperation in musty courthouse rooms, the squeak of wooden benches under nervous investors, auctioneers rattling off lot numbers like carnival barkers, the metallic taste of anxiety thick in recycled air. My carpenter father taught me to see potential where others saw problems. That Tuesday morning, scanning the auction list, one entry jumped out. Whispering Pines Cabin, 15 acres lakefront, minimum bid 25 cents. The photo looked apocalyptic. Rotting roof, shattered windows. But lakefront in Colorado, that's liquid gold, baby. 2 hours later, I'm winding up Highway 285, gravel crunching under worn tires when Lake Serenity appears like a postcard. The cabin sat on pristine shoreline, Rocky Mountain peaks reflecting in crystal water. Hand-hewn logs from the 1960s. Foundation straight, as my plumbing levels. Sure, it needed everything. Electrical, plumbing, a miracle, but the bones were solid. I'm measuring the foundation when this spotless white Escalade glides up, engine purring like a pampered Persian cat. Out steps Delilah Thornfield. Silver hair shellacked into submission. Designer hiking boots that probably cost more than my monthly food budget. Clutching a clipboard like Moses with the tablets. "Excuse me," she announces, voice carrying that special authority reserved for PDA presidents and mall security guards. I'm Delilah Thornfield, president of the Whispering Pines Homeowners Association. I weigh my tax deed. Marcus Kane, new owner. Her smile could freeze July. "Oh, sweetie, tax sales are cute, but they don't supersede our covenants." She produces a brick-thick manual. This structure violates 17 community standards. Demolition required. Here's where it gets good. I explain the cabin predates any HOA by 40 years. Should be grandfathered under pre-existing non-conforming use. Basic property law. I'm sure a tradesman like you doesn't grasp legal complexities. She purred in that tone rich women use when explaining why the help is confused. But we've successfully removed 12 non-compliant properties. Our attorney has an impeccable record. The mountaineer suddenly felt thinner. This woman was on my land, threatening my property, talking down to me like I was some knuckle-dragging mouth breather who fell off the turnip truck. "Lady, I bought this legally. I'm restoring it." Her expression shifts, still smiling, but now there's something predatory lurking underneath. "Mr. Kane, you clearly don't understand how things work here. This is an exclusive community. We maintain certain standards." She steps closer, voice dropping. "People like you usually find it easier to simply walk away. People like me." There it was. The subtle knife twist. Blue-collar guy. Probably didn't go to college. Definitely doesn't belong in her precious mountain paradise. I'll give you 72 hours to reconsider, she continues, climbing back into her climate-controlled fortress. After that, you'll discover we have very effective ways of protecting our community's interests. As her Escalade disappeared in a cloud of dust and entitlement, I stood there gripping that 25-cent receipt. The distant cry of a hawk echoed across the lake, and I swear the mountains themselves seemed to be holding their breath. My dad always said bullies only understand one language. You stand your ground and show them you're not backing down. I just didn't realize this particular bully had lawyers, connections, and a decade of experience crushing people exactly like me. Week 1 of Operation Cabin Restoration turned into a masterclass in petty tyranny. And let me tell you, Delilah Thornfield had a PhD in making people's lives miserable. Monday morning, I'm hauling debris when an official-looking pickup rolls up. Out steps Bryce Thornfield. Yes, same last name. A soft-bodied 20-something wearing a reflective vest and the dead-eyed expression of someone who peaked in high school home monitor duty. Kid looked like he'd struggle opening a pickle jar, but apparently he was the HOA's compliance officer. You parked incorrectly, he announces, scribbling on a citation pad with the intensity of Hemingway, crafting a masterpiece. Vehicles must be positioned parallel to property lines, not perpendicular. I stare at my truck sitting in my own damn driveway. Are you serious right now? $500, he says, ripping off the pink slip with orgasmic satisfaction. Tuesday brought a citation for unauthorized construction noise because I operated a circular saw at 9 a.m. Wednesday, improper waste storage for having debris containers in a construction zone. Thursday, landscaping violations because I hadn't planted petunias around a foundation I was still rebuilding. The absurdity was breathtaking. Each citation carried $500 fines, threatening property liens if unpaid. Delilah's strategy was death by 1,000 paper cuts. Believe me financially until I surrendered. But here's what she didn't know. Plumbers learn to think around problems, and I'd spent years dealing with code enforcement bureaucrats. That weekend, I hit the county records office, a dingy basement that reeked of mildew and governmental incompetence. 3 hours digging through filing cabinets revealed beautiful truth. Whispering Pines HOA was established 8 years ago. My cabin built in 1962. My dad once told me about a concept from his construction days, something about old buildings being protected from new rules. Turns out lawyers call it pre-existing non-conforming use. Basically, if your property predates the regulations, you're grandfathered in. Like being born before seatbelt laws, nobody can retroactively force compliance. Monday morning, I found myself in Caldwell and Associates, a strip mall law firm wedged between a nail salon and a vape shop. The waiting room chairs had seen better decades, and the coffee tasted like it was brewed with regret. But their paralegal, Zoe Jamie, had sharp eyes and student loans big enough to motivate serious effort. This is actually fascinating, she said, studying my documentation. HOAs have limited authority over pre-existing structures. Your cabin has significant legal protections. We filed a motion challenging their jurisdiction. Every one of Delilah's citations, legally worthless toilet paper. But I wasn't just fighting in courtrooms. That evening, I launched Cabin Restoration Chronicles on social media. First video, time-lapse debris removal set to classic rock, showing decades of neglect melting away to reveal potential. The transformation was dramatic, like watching archaeology in reverse. Comments exploded. This place is going to be gorgeous. Stick it to the HOA. Karen fighting from Canada. Team Marcus. Local hardware store owner Pete Rodriguez started offering discounts after seeing the videos. That woman's terrorized this community for years, he muttered, loading lumber. About time someone stood up to her. The neighborhood split predictably. Half the folks quietly supported me. Anonymous, encouraging notes appeared under my windshield. The other half suddenly found their flower beds fascinating whenever I waved. Fear of Delilah ran deep around here. Wednesday evening changed everything. A note tucked under my truck's wiper. She's done this before. Check the Kellerman property on Maple Ridge Road. Thursday morning, I drove 20 minutes to a modest subdivision. The address led to a vacant lot with a for sale sign that looked Clinton-era vintage. Grass grew through cracked foundations where someone's home once stood. Whatever happened to the Kellermans wasn't good. My first viral moment happened Friday. I posted pressure washing footage, decades of grime dissolving off hand-hewn logs, revealing gorgeous craftsmanship underneath. The video exploded. 50,000 views in 6 hours. Shares from DIY channels nationwide. That evening, I stood on the cabin's restored porch, golden hour light painting the mountains amber, distant loons calling across the still water. Day 7 update, I told the camera. Delilah thinks paperwork and fines will break me, but every citation proves I'm doing something right. The sweet scent of pine sap mixed with sawdust drifted in the evening breeze, the smell of honest work and growing dreams. Tomorrow we tackle electrical work. This cabin isn't just being restored, it's being reborn. What I didn't realize was Delilah was watching those videos too, and my growing online support was about to make her very, very angry. The story continued to unfold with more harassment, bureaucratic sabotage, viral videos, hidden mineral rights worth millions, a full-blown criminal conspiracy exposed, FBI arrests at a packed HOA meeting, and eventually the creation of a conservation park that turned 25 cents into a lasting community legacy. Delilah Thornfield ended up with 8 years in federal prison and $15 million in restitution. Bryce got probation and weekends picking up trash along the trails he once sabotaged. The Phantom HOA dissolved. The cabin became an educational center teaching people how to fight back against predatory schemes. Sarah Martinez and I got married lakeside, and every sunset on that dock still smells like pine needles and pure possibility. Sometimes the best revenge really is building something beautiful from the ashes of someone else's greed.